Okay, so let me again go to mapping. So for aggregator, right, let's discuss with a proper use case. I'll say m underscore we have a table in source, select star. Is this the table name? Let me just check. Yep. Okay, so this is what my source table is. Okay, in which I do have student ID, subject, and marks. So this is normalized data where for every student ID, as per the subject names, I'll have multiple rows, right? So I do have three subjects for every student ID. So I do have like three rows for every, right, student. So that is how the data is there in the normalized pattern. Now there is another table, select star from denormalized, where the structure is like student ID, maths, science, and history. So for every student ID, I'll have only one row, right? So this is a denormalized or aggregated kind of a data, right? So whenever I want to kind of transpose rows to columns, then I can use the aggregator. And then, again, common interview question, right? I want to transpose the data from rows to column, and people will bluntly say normalizer, normalizer, right? Because they just know that, just to transpose the data we use normalizer, but we need to understand what is the use case, right? So whenever I want to convert data from columns to rows, that kind of a data transpose, then yes, I'll go for normalizer, right? But whenever I'm going from rows to columns, right, then in that case I need to aggregate, right? I need to denormalize the data, and that time I'll use the aggregator transformation, right? So here I'll use this table as my source, student normalized. Okay, now after my student, sorry, source, I'll use aggregator, where I'm going to do a group by on my student ID. Okay, and then I do have an aggregate tab in which I can create new ports. What new ports I need to create for every subject, right? So I'll say AGG maths, and what I'm going to have over here, the numbers, the marks, right? So I can say it integer. Then I can say AGG. What is the second column? Let me check. Science, in integer, and then AGG. Okay, and how do I kind of configure it? I'll say if subject equal to maths, then max of. So what we're doing over here is we are aggregating the data. So group by we have given student ID, right? And whenever I'm treating this data, right, by aggregating the student ID, whenever I say subject is equal to maths, I'm getting the, because whenever I do that, right, what will happen? One maths 95, one maths 0, one maths 75. Sorry, 0. So these are will be 0 0 because these are not math subject rows, right? So it would be 0 0. So I'll just take the maximum, which is 95, and then that is how I'm processing. And similar logic I'll put for the other ones as well over here. Oh, I missed it. Validate, click OK. Here I'll say exit, instead of maths I'll say science. And then here I'll say history. Okay. And then what I'll do is like I'll go to my target. Here I'll again have Oracle connection. Table will select as denormalized. And in the field mappings, we can map the fields student ID to student ID, AGG maths, AGG science, AGG history. Here we don't have subject as a column, right? So columns are with the subject names only. Okay. So here we are capturing couple of scenarios. We are doing the aggregation, and not only the aggregation, we are also doing the group functions, right? Arithmetic functions like max and all on the basis of group, right? Which is given over here. And then we are also transposing the data, right? We are converting rows to columns over here, right? Vice versa scenario, if you want to try, right? Then what I need to do is I need to have, so if this is going to be my source, sorry, so if this is going to be my source where I do have the aggregated data which I want to convert as a normalized data, right? So for that scenario I'll use the normalizer transformation, right? So aggregator transformation as we use to do the calculations, arithmetic calculations on the group data, right? So these calculations can also be done on row by row basis in the expression. So aggregator is specifically to group by and calculate, right? So that is one thing we can use aggregator for. Second thing is whenever we want to transpose the data, right, from normalized format to aggregated format or a denormalized format, right? Whenever you want to denormalize the data, that time also we use the aggregator. So one use case which we are discussing over here is it will consist of both the scenarios, as in like here in the source we have normalized data, right? Normalized table. So if I show you the source, my source is looking like this, right? Where we have normalized data. For student ID 1, we have three subjects: math, science and history, and respective marks. Okay. For student id 2, again same data repeats. So this is my normalized data, and I want to convert this into denormalized data, which is something like this. Let me just run this query. Okay, we want to transpose the data something like this, where we will have one row per student id and then the respective marks, because subjects are the columns over here. Okay, so for that, how we have used aggregator, let's see. So source is my normalized source. Then we will use the aggregator, in which we'll do group by on the student ID. Okay. And then we can even add a few more columns as per requirement to, to have in the group by clause, right? So we can do this. Currently we need student ID, so that I have added. And then I'll go to aggregate tab, in which we have created three new ports over here as per the subjects, because currently in the source data we just have student id, subject name, and then the marks. These are the columns, but in the target we have math, science and history are the column names, right? So we have created aggregate maths, aggregate science and aggregate history, and then we are writing a function check if subject is maths, and then if yes, we will pick up the maximum marks. So if subject is equal to maths, max of marks. Same goes for science, same goes for history. right? And then simply what we have done is we have mapped the target fields from student ID to student ID, and then these aggregated fields for math, science, and history we have mapped to respective math, science, and history fields. Okay, so this is how we can de-normalize the data from the normalized one, right? So this is one of the use case, and we have calculated the maximum function as well on the group, right? Here we have used max of marks, right? So that is how we have calculated the um, we have done the arithmetic calculation on the group data as well. Similarly, right, so this is like denormalizing the data or aggregating the data from normalized format. So if we have this kind of a data which is denormalized like this, right, and we want to convert it from columns to rows, right, then we will use the normalizer transformation, right? So whenever so there is a simple interview question that whenever we want to transpose the data, right, what we need to do, and then people will not listen, they will not understand. When we say transpose means what, is it like rows to columns or columns to rows? If it is rows to columns, right, then we are aggregating the data, and that way for that we will have to use aggregator. And if it is columns to rows, then we are denormalizing the data. For that we'll use the sorry we need to normalize the data, so for that we'll use the normalizer, right? So I'll show you the normalizer mapping as well. Okay, so here we have used the denormalized source, student denormalized. Okay, and then here if I go to fields, we have student ID, math, science, and history. Math, science, and history. So this is denormalized source. Now when we are converting this denormalized to normalized, right, then we'll use the normalizer. Now let's see how normalizer is configured. If I go to incoming fields, I do have these fields over here. If I go to the normalized fields tab, here we need to create the fields. So using this option create field, first of all I have selected the this first option, which is select from incoming fields. So using this we have created this student ID field, right? So if I just click here and say select from incoming fields, we can select this field, student ID, and then I will not select math, science, and history. I'll have to create a new field called marks, because we have student ID, marks, and subject, right? So I have created a new field over here using the second option, new field, marks. And as soon as, right, we increase the occurrence of a particular field, right, then couple of more fields will get added, which is GCID and GK. Okay, so GCID is a pointer, or I would say generated column ID, which is pointer where my particular cell is appearing, right? And then GK will actually hold the value, right? So if I go back to this table, if I talk about this particular position, then GCID is 1 and GK is 100. For this position, GCID is 2 and GK is 90. This is GCID 3 and the GK is 80. Similarly for this, so GCID 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, it will keep on rotating, which will tell me the number as per my uh, column sequence, right? So that is GCID, and GK is the actual value of that particular cell. Then we'll have to map the fields student ID to student ID, and now as we have marked occurrence of marks as 3, that is why over here I can see mark 1, mark 2, mark 3. And then as per the sequence I'll have to map maths, science, and history. Okay, so because this is my mark 1, mark 2, and mark 3, so I'll map them accordingly. Okay, and then I need an expression transformation. In expression, what I'm going to do, I calculated what is marks column, right? But where is my subject coming from, right? So for that, I've used a simple transformation, which is subject. And over here, I'm going to use that 1, 2, 3 now for GCID. So if GCID is 1, then it is maths. If it is 2, then it is science. And if it is 3, then it has to be history. As per the sequence 1, 2, 3, right? And then in the target, student ID, student ID, marks again, we are transposing, right? So for one column we are now having 3 rows, so marks will get multiplied as in like it will get repeated as per the rows, number of rows, right? So we have mapped this, and then subject is calculated in the expression, so that we have mapped over here. And then if we run this, right, then what will happen means we can run. So I'll just show you. Let me just check if this table is truncate load. It is, right? So let's run this. Now it is running. That day I ran it also. Somehow I don't know what happened with that session. So this is completed truncate load. Let's see the data in the normalized table. 100, 90, 80, 95, 85, 75. Okay, let's see. See, 100, 90, 80, 95, 85, 75. So this is how we normalize the data using normalizer transformation.